Welcome to the One Star Weak Foot Show, your one-stop shop for player reviews, starring your host, One Star Weak Foot, and our review specialist, One Star Weak Foot. Good evening and welcome to the One Star Weak Foot Show, your one-stop shop for player reviews. I'm going to be your host today, One Star Weak Foot, and it makes me feel so lovely to see you back on the channel today. Thank you very much for tuning in. So, first off, I gotta say thank you once again to Lboy052 for letting us on his account. We're on his account for a second straight day because his team is just so godly. I mean, look at this team. It's probably one of the best teams I have ever had the pleasure of playing with so far in FIFA 20. And I had to review more than one player. So today, we're going to be reviewing two of possibly the best midfielders on FIFA 20. It was really fun to just try this team out, to try these players out. So, the first player we're going to be talking about here is this 90 rated Gullit. And every year in FIFA, Gullit has one of those cards that's just so overpowered, so good, that every pro uses him pretty much for the entirety of the year. It doesn't matter if Team of the Season comes out, Team of the Year, this card ends up still being in people's teams. He's 6'3", he has high medium work rates, he's right-footed, but it doesn't matter. He has a 5-star weak foot. He has 4-star skill moves. I played a bunch of games with him in Division Rivals, and those are the combined stats right there. Obviously, you see he's a very expensive card. He is 4.8 million on the market right now. Lboy bought him for 4.77. Before we go any further, if you're enjoying the content, if you want more content like this, do me a favor, hit the like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate all you guys at home for watching this video. So, we're looking at Gullit right here. And when you look at the stats, I mean, they're amazing. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, now that Team of the Season is coming out soon, now that the power creep has happened, now that promos such as Foot Birthday and just multiple Team of the Weeks have occurred, there are a lot of cards that compare to this Gullit stat-wise. I mean, there is a such thing as Gullit Gang, where cards end up with 80s in every stat, and they are said to be similar to Gullit. But, as you guys know, Gullit has his own animations, he has his own body style, so most of the time Gullit still eclipses most of them in how good he is in game. When you look at this card, what is the weakness? I mean, there is no weakness. His pace is very good. His shooting stats are insane. His passing stats and dribbling stats are very nice as well. And of course, his defending and physical stats are going to be top notch. So, what position am I playing him in? I'm playing him in the 4-3-1-2. And I pretty much switched multiple positions on him. I tried him at cam. I tried him even at striker, at CM, and CDM as well. The next card we're going to talk about here is 92 rated Prime Icon Moments Viera. And this one's going to be a very interesting card to try out because last year, the best Viera I got to try was the Prime Icon Viera. I don't think they came out with the Moments Viera. I forgot if they did or they didn't. But if they did last year, I never got to try him. This year, I'm trying Prime Icon Moments Viera. He's going for a similar price to Gullit. He's 3.8 million. Gullit was 4.8 million. So really, the point of this episode, the point of this review is to see if you can only pick one, who is more worth it, Viera or Gullit? So, Viera is 6'4". He has medium-high work rates. He's right-footed with a 3-star combination. Once again, I've played a bunch of games in Rivals with him, and these are the combined stats. When you look at this card, he looks insane. He looks nuts. And the interesting thing about Viera this year is that a lot of people don't like him. In past FIFAs, he was always the go-to CDM. It didn't matter if Team of the Season or Team of the Year was out. He was always the go-to CDM in pro people's teams. Now this year, a lot of pros are using him, but they're not using him in the midfield. They're using him at the center back position. So I'm going to see if this CDM Viera is going to be worth it to try in the midfield. I tried him primarily at CDM, and his stats are very nice. I mean, his pace is all there. His shooting stats have gotten the upgrade to the point where now if he's through on goal, you don't need to hesitate. He can just go ahead and shoot it. His passing stats are very nice as well. It's only 83 on the face stat, but I mean, his short and long passing, which are the important stats, are very high. His vision stats very high as well. His dribbling stat is where I'm really going to scrutinize him the most. Because the reason why a lot of people don't like Viera this year is just because of how big, how clunky he is. We're going to see if this dribbling upgrade has improved him enough where he's not going to be a liability on that end. His defending stats, of course, perfect. Physical stats, once again, perfect. So, without further ado, I'm going to take you over to our studios, to our review specialist, One Star Weak Foot. Take it away. Thanks, One Star. So, as you guys know at home, we're doing the double review. The first card we're going to be talking about is this 90 rated Gullit. He's selling for 4.8 million on the PS4 market. Is he worth it? And I would say if any card on this game is worth it at those high price ranges, I would say this Gullit card has to be it. I mean, I played this guy's team. He has Moments Cruyff, which is a 10 million coin card. He has Viera, a 3.8 million coin card. He has just a very expensive team all around. And guess who stood out? Gullit. Gullit was the one that stood out the most on this team. We're going to break down the stats so you know exactly what to expect at home. So, first we're going to talk about his pace. He has 88 pace. And in game, it's part of what makes him overpowered, all right? For him to have such a big body type, I mean, he's 6'3", he is huge. Absolutely monstrous in game. And then he has 88 pace. So when you use him in the midfield, let's say you're using him as a CDM or a CM, he just covers so much ground and he's useful going forward and going backwards. So overall, I can give this guy's pace a 9 out of 10. He definitely feels very quick. Next, we're going to talk about this guy's shooting, and this is another aspect of his card that was very nice. He has well-rounded shooting stats. I mean, his attack positioning is 88, finishing 87, shots or long shots 89. And in game, I mean, it definitely felt like that. Because he has the 5-star weak foot, you can shoot it on either foot comfortably. He could finesse it from outside the box. He could driven it from outside the box. He could shoot power shots, near post, far post. This guy just seems to have every kind of shot in his arsenal with a 5-star weak foot. Inside the box, he was very clinical, and he did pop off a long shot or two for me. His attack positioning was very nice as well. No matter which position I played him in, he was always making good runs. I never really tested it. I mean, I played him at cam, striker, CM, CDM, lone CDM. I tried him in multiple positions, and this guy was always a weapon going forward. Overall, I gotta give this guy shooting a 9 out of 10. Next, we'll talk about this guy's passing, and in game, like I said, this guy is very nice all around, and his passing is no different. He has 92 long passing, 87 short passing. In game, he's able to execute any pass you could think of, and once again, because he has the 5-star weak foot, you don't have to think too much about what side you're passing on or which angle you're trying to unlock. This guy is able to pull off any pass you can imagine. He could do those long through balls, he could do his passes around the box in crowded areas, and overall, I gotta give this guy's passing a 9 out of 10. Next, we're going to talk about this guy's dribbling, and this is one thing that you really need to be concerned about with this card. He's 6'3". How's he going to feel on the ball? And I don't know what it is. He's very much like Zidane, where they're big, and they just seem to have their own animations. He feels smoother than any other player this size I have felt on this game. He just feels very responsive, very reactive on the ball, and he's actually able to turn 360 degrees. Let's say you want to do a fake shot, make a quick turn. He's able to do that very, very elegantly for somebody his size. His L1 dribbling, his close control is very nice. It's top notch. And I would say that his dribbling is so good that you can use him in the further forward attacking position. Like if you want to use him at cam, at striker, he's going to be able to hold his own and hold his possession very well. Overall, I got to give this guy's dribbling a 9 out of 10. It is really unheard of to have dribbling this good on a player this big. Next, we're going to talk about his defending and physical. I'm going to review both of them together because they do go hand in hand. His defending is only 80. It's only 80, and normally 80 is a good stat. But for a card of this caliber, of this price, 80 is kind of a low stat. And in game, don't worry about it. It feels just as good as Viera's defending almost. This guy, with his big body type, with his long legs, just seems to win every single 50-50 ball. He seems to win every single challenge he goes into. And his positioning, even though it was only 77, felt much better in game. He's very good at breaking a play, at cutting passing lanes, because once again, his legs are so long. He's so quick. He just seems to cover a lot of ground. And overall, his defending is just very, very good. His physical, of course, is going to be amazing. I mean, he has 86 strength, 84 aggression, which are fairly pedestrian at this point of FIFA, but he's 6'3". He has a huge body in game, and he just, like I said, seems to win every single challenge or every single 50-50 duel that he gets into. He has 92 stamina. He lasts all game. He has 82 jumping at 6'3". He wins every single header. Overall, I gotta give this guy's defending and physical a 9 out of 10. I mean, it's better than the stats indicate, and he's just amazing on that side of the ball. All right, guys, so what's the final verdict on this Gullit card? I think he is probably the best midfielder on this game, bar none. The only players better than this Gullit card in game are going to be 93 Gullit and Moments Gullit. I mean, Gullit is just a special card. And I think it's very hard to replicate exactly what he brings. He brings a total package, but not only that, he's big, huge. He has his own custom body type, but at the same time is able to dance around with the ball like a ballerina. I mean, he's just a very unique card. I gotta give him a perfect 10 out of 10. I do think he's probably the best card I've used on FIFA. Next, we're gonna talk about 92 rated Viera Prime Icon Moments. Is he worth the 3.8 million? I would have to say no. All right. I do really rate the card. I do think that this card is probably one of the best CDMs on the game. But 3.8 million is just exorbitant to pay for somebody who only does one thing very well. We're going to break down the stats though. So 87 pace, how's it feeling game? And like Gullit, he feels very quick. He's very good at tracking back as well as getting forward if that's what you want out of him. And because he's 6'4" with extremely long legs, he covers a lot of ground. Overall, I gotta give this guy's pace a 9 out of 10. Next, we're gonna talk about his shooting, and unfortunately, I didn't get to test his shooting that much. What I found really hindered his shooting was just how big he is and how clunky he does feel at times. So there were times where he got into great positions because he does have 92 attack positioning, which is notably higher than Gullit's, and he did make a lot of intelligent runs. But because he's so clunky, so long, so lumbersome, it took him so long to get the shot off that it would get blocked. And that happened almost every single time I had a chance to shoot with him. You also have to consider that he does have the 3-star weak foot, and the only times I was able to get a clean shot off was on the weak foot, unfortunately, so he wasn't able to finish. Overall, I gotta give his shooting a 7.5 out of 10. I do think it's gonna be good enough to play the role that he is intended to play, but at the same time, I wouldn't use him as a CM or a cam. Next, we're gonna talk about this guy's passing, and I have to say, it was very, very good. He only has 83 passing on the face stat, but once again, I mean, his vision, long passing and short passing are very, very high at 89 and 90 respectively. In game, I mean, this guy's able to play that deep lying playmaking role very effectively. He's also able to pass around the box in very tight areas. Overall, I gotta give this guy's passing a 9 out of 10. Next, we're gonna talk about his dribbling, and oh boy, this is gonna be the make or break stat of this card. And unfortunately, I do think his dribbling does let him down at times. He's 6'4". He's kind of heavy. He has 75 agility, 71 balance, which is not that great in game, especially in the delayed gameplay, because I did use this guy in a lot of delayed gameplay. He just feels heavy. He's just hard to maneuver at times, and it does let him down, all right? When you compare him even to the other big players of this game, compare him to Gullit. Gullit feels a lot better on the ball, a lot more responsive, a lot quicker to change direction, and this Viera card did let me down in that regard. Otherwise, the rest of his dribbling stats are nice. He has 90 ball control, 94 composure, 95 reactions. And where that really helps him is defensively. When he wins a tackle, he wins that tackle. He's not giving the ball back. Overall, though, I gotta give this dribbling a 7 out of 10. It was disappointing, and I would say that that's one of the reasons why I can't really justify such a high price for him. Next, we're gonna talk about his defending and physical. Once again, they go hand in hand here, and in game, this guy is probably the best CDM defending and physical wise I have used this year so far. He has 98 stand tackling, along with 92 strength, 95 aggression on a 6'4" frame. That means that this guy wins every single challenge, every single 50-50 duel, every single aerial duel. This guy wins every single one. His interceptions are 96. He's probably the best on this game at breaking up play. And one thing I really noticed with him in comparison to a lot of CDMs on this game is that he would tackle without me. He would break up play without me. This guy was like a self-driving Tesla defensive machine. Physical wise, he does have 96 stamina as well as 83 jumping. So overall, I gotta give this guy's defending and physical a perfect 10 out of 10. He's probably the best in this regard on the entire game. Alright guys, so what's the final verdict on this Viera card? I think if you're looking for the best CDM on this game, he's probably one of the best. I mean, defending and physical wise, he will be beat by nobody. His pace is amazing. His passing is very nice. But for 3.8 million, I do think that is a bit of a heavy price to pay because he still is limited going forward, especially when you consider his dribbling, especially when you consider his 3-star weak foot. So to pay such a heavy price for him when team of the season's coming and there will be a lot of players that can offer a lot defensively as well as offensively, I do think it's hard to justify the price for him. Overall though, I gotta give him a 9.5 out of 10. I still do think he's a very nice card. Alright guys, so that's going to be my Viera and Gullit double review. If I had to pick one card, I definitely do think Gullit is the way to go. I don't think Viera is worth the coins, but both cards are amazing choices. I don't think you'd be disappointed by either one either way. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, later.